thing, or will this be a weekly or monthly thing?
Um, I mean, we're getting a lot of people. I'd like to do it more than once, so um, still deciding if it's going to be like a monthly or every other week or something like that. So, all right. So, we can pay you in digital cash. Um, all right. Let's see here. They're little things. Let me get this up real quick. All right. So you guys are working at an MSSP named Cyber Potential, and we recently received an alert that indicates sensitive client data may have been breached. At this stage, the only confirmed details that we have is activity that's associated with a local administrator account. It's up to you guys to discuss and ask clarifying questions and see what it is you would like to do. If you guys have any questions about any of these cards, I know they're a little small, so I can click them and get them bigger, and you guys can take a better look at them. Once you guys talk and agree on something, we will roll a die to see which procedure you do and if it succeeds. And if it does, and it happens to be one of the detection methods for one of these scenarios, reveal one. And if not, you guys will have to tell me why it didn't it didn't succeed, whether financial, political, personnel wise, or technological. So yeah,
Nice.
go ahead and get started. Anybody jump right in.
So you're rolling the dice, or we choose one of these four cards on top?
So you guys are trying to reveal these four cards on the top, and you guys are a team trying to discuss together which of these procedures you want to try and do to reveal a card. Once you decide on one, like if you decide on like memory analysis here, we'll then roll the die. If it's 11 to 20, then it passes, and if it's 1 to 10, then you fail, and you'll have to tell me why.
Got it. Okay. So you got to choose one of these detections on the bottom. Okay. Okay.
No worries, we can explain anything to you as we go, Tywin. Fortunately, most of what you have to do is read scenario and text. I can
uh-huh.
send it and see if it's um, short enough to send.
So we're just choosing one of these things on the bottom here, and then trying to figure out which one of the four on top it is.
Yeah, you guys talk to each other, and based on, I mean, you guys don't have very much information yet because we only just got the alert, but you guys can ask. Yeah, the scenario is in the text now.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys will talk amongst each other and ask me clarifying questions, and from there decide together on what procedure you want to do. You get 10 turns, 10 procedures, um, and you can only use a procedure once every 3 turns.
Is
Okay.
there any way you could read out the procedures? I just can't zoom in.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have network threat hunting, server analysis, cloud event log analysis, and permissions audit. Those are your established procedures, so you get a bonus when you roll those. Then you have firewall log analysis, user and entity behavior analytics, SIEM log analysis, memory analysis, endpoint analysis, endpoint security protection analysis, isolation, active defense and cyber deception, and crisis management. If you'd like, Tywin, I can send you just a picture of the procedures here, if it would be easier for you.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you could do that. So just so I heard you
First.
correctly, we're supposed to pick from the first 5 things that you read. Is that
No,
correct?
any of these blue cards here that I'm going to send you a picture of.
Oh, okay.
Those are your procedures. The ones at the top have a bonus when you roll them.
Okay.
Do we ask questions on this, or we just choose one?
Yeah, you can ask questions. I can't answer all of them because this is, we just got the notification of the breach.
Okay.
All right, Tywin, I just sent you a picture.
So question then. So what do you have any CVE on the breach number and what the breach is right now?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
You have a score, like when you post on community, you put down that it's like the CVSS or CVE 10.0 and 9.0. Do you have the criticality of the breach and the general description of the breach right now, by chance?
I do. I do
Okay.
not. Right now, all we have is a notification from the DLP that there has been data potentially exfiltrated.
So data loss protection has been detected. DLP. Okay.
Yeah, so I have an idea. Yeah, I think because with these calls, if someone joins late, they can't see the chat that was previously put. Unfortunately, they can only see from the time they join. Is it possible that, Scotty, since you said you want to copy paste, we can replicate everything under the post that Hayden made yesterday in the community? So on the Backdoors and Breaches reminder post, you can just replicate everything under the comments there so that if someone comes in late, they can always follow it from the comments there. Or if they were listening to the recording later, they can also follow it from that post rather than having it all over the place here.
I might be able to do, I don't know if I can do a new window for this. I have my notes up. Yeah, here
Yeah,
we
if
go.
you
I
open
can
another
do,
window, you should be able to do that there.
yeah, I can do a mini screen just for, I just keeps wanting to like split the screen. There. Oh, that is bigger than I thought. Let me make this a little smaller. Font size option here. Yeah,
Did someone say the first step yet?
no, Jay was asking, oh, I can't share that. Hang on, let me fix this real quick. There. There's the scenario for people who come in. Um, Yep, that's currently all we have right now is an admin account may have been breached with data loss confirmed.
So is there a way that we found that do log analysis using Splunk or some SIEM that we figured this out? Do we know what tools found the breach?
This is up to you guys. Keep in mind, y'all, we are in a live incident. There won't be an answered guide to an incident. You have to investigate, ask questions, and figure it out. Yep, just ask me questions until you feel ready to attempt a procedure. And then just discuss amongst yourselves if you think the procedure is what you guys want to try, since you only have so many turns. And from there, we'll give it a go.
Well, can we look at log analytics?
There. We do not have that as a procedure. These blue cards here listed are your procedures that you can do.
I think it said cloud analysis logs. I can't remember. I'm trying to go back and forth
Oh,
between
yep, cloud event log analysis. You're right. Exactly, Jay. Does everybody agree with wanting to try this one?
Yeah,
Scotty
log
thinks
analysis. Yeah, log analysis is one of the fastest ways to figure out breach. So I would agree on this.
Scotty thinks it might be a good idea to try a seam.
Yeah, we don't know
Yeah,
if it's
because this one's also log analysis. Sorry, I overlooked that at the end there. So which log analysis do you guys want to try? The cloud event or the security information and event management?
we don't know if it's cloud environment.
I think the seam would be better because it's going to pull more logs in. If you're just looking at a cloud,
Yes,
you're just going to pull from the cloud. So probably the seam.
exactly. We don't want to limit ourselves. I agree.
Danielle thinks seam as well. Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good to
Yeah.
go.
It's just
All right, so we're trying security information event management log analysis. Let's see what you get. That is a 9. That is a failing roll. So now you guys have to tell me why that didn't work, whether financial, political, personnel wise, or technological.
ask the question again.
Get this back up too. Why didn't log analysis work just now? Either political, financial, personnel wise, or technologically.
Political.
I don't know why it's doing that. Some new headphones.
Maybe a state actor, political, I'm guessing.
Oh, it stopped. I think it was an echo on someone's mic. So yeah, why didn't log analysis work, guys?
Mine is political, is my answer.
What reason though? A financial, political, personnel, or technological reason?
Political, I'm guessing, because if it's not going to be log analysis is failed, then it must be a different way they got in.
All right. So what's your next step then, guys? If you tried the log analysis, didn't work for political reasons there. Um, so yeah, now we're left. We still don't really have any new information. We can try that again in a few turns, but management doesn't really want to go into that yet again.
Can we do server analysis or network threat hunting?
Network threat hunting. What do you guys think? Does anybody have any questions to ask before? The first die roll was a 9. They were just under.
What was it? You said network threat hunting?
Yep, network threat
Yes.
hunting. He wants to analyze network traffic, hunt for
I guess that
malicious
might be a
activity.
good one. I think that might be a good one because really before you would start a threat hunt, you would develop a hypothesis. So you try to think about like, okay, well, what possibly happened. So and then you'd go look for the information. So I think that could be a good one.
Everyone agree with that one? You guys want to try that?
Oh yes,
So if log analysis
Yeah.
doesn't work, then we can try network, Danielle says. All right, so let's try network threat hunting. And it's pass.
yes.
Hey, one tech, great job, guys. Let's see here.
I have a question.
Any instances? Yeah,
So wouldn't the SIM have pulled the logs from the cloud?
it was a failing roll, and your guys' job when it fails is to tell me why it failed. Some other reason than it not being there, essentially. However, with network threat hunting being a success, you have discovered that HTTPS was the exfiltration method used normal encrypted web ports and protocols to send stolen data from a compromised system to their servers. So right now, you guys know that there's HTTPS as the exfiltration method. So data was in fact exfiltrated in an encrypted manner. But that's about all you have right now.
So Hayden, we've had about 5 people new join. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to maybe post the scenario again and then
Oh, whoops! I
maybe
thought I
tell
had
them a
it
little
still.
bit about how this works so they don't feel
Yeah,
lost too.
absolutely. Yeah, we've been having a lot of people come in. I've been trying to keep the names updated here. All right, so
You can always feel free to unmute and talk, okay? You don't have to ask for permission or put your thoughts in the chat. This is a scenario that's going to help you guys so much. So this is invaluable. It's literally incident response. It's literally what you could be doing at work. So it's all a learning experience, and I want you all to feel part of it. Don't feel like you're left out. So if you have opinions, if you don't understand something that people are talking about, something that's going on, ask questions. That's how you learn, you know. Don't feel like no one's gonna laugh at you here. Just wanted to put
yeah,
it out.
it's a great learning experience. There's a bunch of people here who are just getting started.
Mhm.
So to anybody who wasn't here at the start when I explained, um, we work at a major MSSP named Cyber Potential. We received an alert indicating sensitive client data may have been breached. We know at this point that it was breached through HTTPS as an exfiltration method, and the only confirmed detail otherwise is that it's a local administrator account. You guys are going to discuss amongst yourselves these blue cards here, and I can send pictures to people if they can't see them on my screen. Um, You guys have already tried security information and event management, log analysis, and network threat hunting. Um, so yeah, you guys feel free to ask me clarifying questions and um, discuss amongst yourselves what you think would be the next best step based on what we have so far.
So Hayden, quick thing. So essentially, the SIEM login was failed because that wasn't a way that the attacker came in. Is that correct? Did we failed that?
You failed it, but it was because, like you said, a political reason.
Got it.
Technically, you're supposed to explain a political reason why it would have possibly failed. But I mean, this is our first time, so um,
Got
so
it.
yeah, you guys don't know if that would reveal any of the cards yet because you failed the dice roll rather than
Got it.
succeeding the dice roll and just not having it be because this would have been revealed through that as well.
Got it. So they came to. So the attackers initially came through a network. Got it. Okay. Okay.
I just want to ask a clarifying question, and I apologize. I'm like on my phone driving, so I can't even really hardly read anything. So I'm sorry about that. But for the first thing about the sim, just for clarification, you said we failed the dice roll. Is that the only reason that was wrong, or that was just a wrong answer? I apologize if it's easy to understand this. I just can't read it.
No, you're
I'm
totally
sorry.
fine. Um, You failed the dice roll. That's the only reason you failed. So then you guys, as the team, your job, just for some extra, because there's a million reasons why something might not work. And it's not always that you didn't find, like, that it wasn't there. So your job as the players when you fail a dice roll is to tell me a financial, political, personnel, or technological reason why the dice roll didn't fail. And then at this point in 2 turns, you guys can try this one again.
Okay, cool. I'm
Got
gonna
it.
just kind of hang back and listen in. I'm driving, so I just can't really read anything. But it sounds really fun. It's just I picked the wrong time to be on my phone.
Yeah.
Understandable. Um,
So Hayden, question. So the dice is
yeah,
separate figuring out the attack and everything. The dice is separate, meaning if the dice is over 11 and it passed, this is separate than actual attack, right? And what happened? Is that correct? Is the dice connected or separate when you roll the dice?
the dice is just your attempt. Um, so like technically, um, I mean realistically, you could fail every dice roll, and you guys would just never reveal anything.
Oh,
At the same
got it.
time, you could pass every dice roll and reveal everything. Um, it just
Got it.
decides if the choice is successful, and then at that point, the explaining why it failed is just thinking outside the box, thinking of different reasons why it could have failed, other than it not being something that's there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it basically unveils it or keeps it covered, the dice, when you roll it. Okay, got it.
And Connie says she can't see. You can't see the screen, or you just can't read
I
the
have,
options
I have a
there.
question.
Yep.
Can you explain more about the what's the goal of the game? Because I'm seeing it's like so there's attacker that hack the system, right? And we try to find out which way you use to get it right. If I'm getting right.
Yes, you guys are an incident response team, and this is an incident that you're trying to work through. You guys have 8 turns left, 8 procedures left to try and figure out the full scenario so you can handle the incident.
Mhm. Okay.
So you guys, your job is to ask me clarifying questions. If you think you have any questions that might help narrow down what procedure you should do, and discuss amongst each other what procedure you think you should do.
Okay.
Feel free to unmute and talk with each other. And yeah, so far, all you
Okay.
guys have gotten is that HTTPS is the exfiltration method.
So the next step is to ask questions and then to make a determination which of these is it a server analysis, permission audit, and then roll the dice. If we get over 10, the card up above gets unveiled. If we don't, we fail and we can't use that, and then we move on to the next question and next
Whether
detection
you pass or fail, you can't use the card for 3 turns.
for 3 turns.
Um,
Oh,
I
for
can say these established detections up here, these first 4 cards, you get a bonus to your dice roll. So like if you tried server analysis next, you would get +3 to your dice roll.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one next, but it's up to the team what you guys think. But server analysis is my thing, but you guys tell me what you guys think.
Mhm. I have another question
Yeah.
about so why the same fail? Because if it is used to detect uh, some incidents, why it fail?
Well, in this case, it failed because of the dice rule. But your guys' job is to tell me, and I let it be a simple answer this time.
Okay.
Jay said political reason, but in the future ones when we fail a dice roll, I'm going to ask you guys to tell me a reason why it failed, so you guys can think outside the box and think about different reasons why something might not work outside of just not being able to find the information you needed, if that makes sense.
So is this the same breach, or so we're staying in the same breach until we resolve it, right? We're gonna keep going to this and get more and
Yes.
more details about the breach, so the breach doesn't change. It's the same breach we're talking about. Okay, we'll
Yep,
just
this is all one breach. These are just different aspects of the breach you're trying to figure out. Right now, you still need to figure out the initial compromise, how they either pivoted or escalated, and how they're maintaining persistence.
got it. And we know it's political, and we know they came to the network. Those are the two things we know now, right?
Yeah, you know that the log analysis, the seam log analysis failed for a political reason. Um,
They came to an normal encryption port, web port. So they came to the internet, the web, and they came to a normal encryption. So they came to maybe port 80, if it's a web port. Okay. Well, actually, normal encryption could be the 443 port. They stole data from a compromised system in the server. So yeah, server analysis should be next then. If they compromise the system to their servers, well, they brought it back to their servers. We should do server analysis. But what do you guys think? Of all
Yeah,
these things.
yeah, I think servers kind of like
you guys are thinking server analysis. Does anybody
mhm.
else have any other takes on it?
Anybody else?
I'm thinking server analysis with Jay.
All right. So server analysis it is. Let's try it. It's a 10, but because you guys have that as a established detection, that is a pass.
Yes.
Let's see. Any of these. Unfortunately, though, that is not a detection method for any of your guys's scenarios here. So you guys checked the server analysis, did a server analysis, and you guys didn't find anything pertaining to the breach.
Nothing.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, so we got to move forward. So we got to figure out what's next. Let's see if I
Yeah.
can brighten up my screen here.
Part of that.
Let me bring this up on my laptop. I'm on my cell phone, so it's kind of hard to see. Let's see here.
They came to the
Where's
web.
this?
They came to the
Oh,
web.
whoops, you're right. Sorry about that, Scotty.
Okay,
I
let
got
me
these
see.
mixed up.
You see, stop, little one. Stop. Stop, little one.
Which one?
So you got to
Hold
think
on.
about
I'm getting ready to pull this up on my laptop. I'm on my cell phone, so I can see a little bit, but I can't see like I need to.
what do you got to think about endpoint analysis? If they came to the web, they came to a port, normal encryption. I'm not sure if they came to. It says normal encryption, but I'm guessing it's port 443 if there's encryption. But what about endpoint analysis or endpoint security protection analysis? What do you guys think?
These
Just in case
defenders
anybody's
deploy
having
and
a
monitor.
hard time and you can't zoom in, if you go to the browser instead of using the school app, the browser actually lets you zoom in.
Nice.
I'm actually on the app too. Let's see. But
The app doesn't
if
like
I
to zoom in.
yeah, that's why I said I'm over here trying to zoom in and I can't because I went through the app.
No, you have to go if you're on the browser like the school, go to school from your browser, it'll let you zoom in. If you're on the app, it won't let you zoom in.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Well, that means I'm gonna have to get off of here. Either way, I'm gonna get off. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah, we can pause and wait for you.
Uh-huh.
How, and in the meantime, because it sounded like she currently agreed with this.
The endpoint security protection.
Oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the scenario there.
It's still.
How does
It's still.
everybody feel about this so far? The endpoint security protection analysis, or does anybody have any differing opinions?
Is it okay if I read it? Because I don't know if everyone can see us.
Yeah, it's right here. Defenders deploy and monitor endpoint security solutions to detect and prevent unauthorized access and activity on endpoints. tools would be Elastic Security, OpenEDR, Velociraptor, OSSec, and Waza.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could use an EDR. That'd work.
EDR? Where's that at?
That was part of the
Yeah. Endpoint
endpoint
detection response.
security protection analysis.
So it's a network threat hunting, firewall. So can wait, firewall log analysis. So maybe firewall log analysis, if that's the detection, firewall log analysis under the one of the cards unveiled. Oh, HTTPS. Oh yeah, that's port 443. So they came through port 443. So it would be firewall log analysis. Maybe the what do you guys think?
Well, keep in mind the HTTPS, as far as we know, isn't necessarily their entrance. That's just how they exfiltrated that we know of so
How
far.
they pulled the data. Oh, okay, got it. Not going in. Okay.
Have we looked at the cloud event log analysis?
We have not. So
No.
far, we've done the SIEM log analysis, network threat hunting, and server analysis here.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
can
say
work.
cloud event log analysis then.
Yeah, I agree. I agree on that one. Yeah. The more we talk about it.
We'll wait one moment before we decide until Brittany gets back here.
Do we have a hard stop at 11 or no? Or we keep going?
No, we can go a little past.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
So where are we at right now? For when she gets back in, we can
Oh, the
continue.
event log analysis. Somebody said that, and I agreed on that.
The
Event
cloud,
log analysis. Hmm?
let's use the cloud event log analysis.
Anybody else?
Oh, the cloud log analysis. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just gonna give it one moment for Brittany to get back there so she can uh, agree or disagree. Make sure we're all on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
just
we're
find.
waiting for her to come back just for some clarification, and I apologize because it sounds like to me a lot of these are like they could potentially give you the same information, but they're coming up wrong. So I'm a little bit confused why they're wrong.
You can like several of these
So, like for
like
instance, like if one of them is if one of the I look at SIM and the other one is like cloud logs, wouldn't the SIM pull in the cloud log?
yeah. I mean, these cards are all randomized,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not entirely sure.
The same thing with like oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
What's that?
Like even like the endpoint security protection analysis, like or endpoint analysis, like wouldn't the SIM had pulled this information in? I'm just a little bit confused.
Hayden, what is your SAM description? Can you pull up the SAM card? Let me see what's there. Because it's important to
Energies.
understand the description that's on the card. It's not just about the naming, guys. Keep in mind that the name can be same, but read what it says. Like in this specific SAM, it says the defenders use SAM to aggregate logs from systems and devices to identify abnormal patterns such as unusual access, traffic, and attack signatures. So it is literally naming exactly what could be in this SAM. So doesn't sound to me like everything will be in the same like a normal SIM would have. They describing unusual access, traffic, and attack signature. So they're showing you kind of what you could be looking for if you had this same logs at hand, which I don't think will be your first go-to. So essentially, it's trying to map a roadmap for you, and the same is not a good idea to go first to because you probably because the same has too many things, right? In the same, what are you going to focus on? I think it's trying to have you understand the attack path rather than just saying, okay, let me go into the CM and find out what happened. Because what happens is when you log into a CM, there's too many things that you can look for, and it's just hard to find through so many indexes. So I would rather go other routes before getting into the CM when it comes to incident response. We always do CM later on if you can find other things than getting to your CM. But you have to have more knowledge about the incident first, because that will tell you what index inside of the CM are you going to search, because you can't just go into the CM and search everywhere. That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah. You want to be strategic. The sim has too much going on. Got it.
And it's worth noting too that some of these procedure cards are going to show up on multiple of these scenario cards. So, like, I mean, it is a possibility that the same detection card could theoretically reveal all four of the scenario cards. Obviously, you'll run out of time before then, but um, so like Gladys just explained what the security information event management one is. Then we have the cloud one, which this one is specifically for cloud-based services and systems to identify security incidents, misconfigurations, and unusual or unauthorized activities. So,
Right. They must be advanced though, the attackers. If they're able to break through an encrypted web port, they must be highly financed. Well, it's political we talked about, so okay.
once again, bear in mind we only know that the HTTPS is the exfiltration. We don't know if uh, how we don't know how they got in,
Oh, okay,
how
how to
they're
get out.
moving around, or how they're staying in.
Be ADP, right?
So, yeah.
APT. Okay.
All right. So
He's back, by the way. I see Brittany.
where did we leave off? Do you guys still want to try cloud event log analysis, or do you want to try something different?
We don't know how they came in, so we got to figure out how they came in. We can't
Right,
isolate. We don't know.
so right now, what we're looking at is, I think I just heard Jay say, we're trying to see how they got into the system.
Yes. We know how they got out. We don't know how they got in.
We don't have the scene back yet. We've only done 3 turns. This on is the last turn.
Only 3 turns. You keep breaking up a little bit. Yeah, okay.
So next turn, the scene log analysis will be back, and these will move
Right.
down one.
My glass is like, yeah, don't do seam analysis right away. We got to strategically figure out how they got in. So,
Maybe I don't know, the permissions audit.
is that is that
Permissions audit right here.
audit? Okay, see it.
Defenders examine
The
configurations such as
permissions.
IAM roles in Microsoft Active Directory, AWS, Azure Active Directory permissions, or file access controls to detect excessive privileges, unauthorized access, or potential insider threats.
That might be good because they broke through an admin account, is what we found
I
out.
saw that it was a local administrator account, so I'm going with permissions audit.
Permissions audit. Everybody
But
agree?
without permissions audit, though, the point is, it's not just about permissions audit. What is your goal? What do you want to see in that audit?
How did they get the admin account? How
The
did they?
what you call it, they got in there, but they went out,
Escalate,
right?
they
So the
escalated.
unauthorized entry, right?
Escalate permissions if they get the admin, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't even
Because
know who we're
at this
looking.
point, you don't know. You just said an admin account, but you don't know what admin account was it. So what are you going to be? Let's say I give you the audit logs right now. What will you be looking for?
Yeah,
Permissions.
that's not the right one because we don't. Yeah, but we don't know who the admin is, so it wouldn't the log wouldn't that wouldn't do us any good. We're not ready for that information yet.
Permission logs. What would you say then, Taiwan? You seem to know more.
To be
So
honest,
did
I'm a little bit confused, and this is why I'm confused. We
okay,
know
so
it tells.
so if that's the case, we need to know who
So
it
I
is.
don't.
Will we go to user and entity?
Mm, behavioral
That's
Yeah,
analysis.
but
not
that.
what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I just want you guys to think in a way of when I'm picking a box, I have to have a go with that. I'm not saying permissions audit is wrong. Just make sure you read the description of what it is, and are you going to be finding what you want to be, what you're looking for in these logs? That's all I want you guys to think about.
We're looking at the roles in Active Directory, Microsoft Active Directory, AWS, Azure,
AD
permission,
permissions or file
file
access
access,
controls to detect.
detect excessive privileges, unauthorized access, yes, or potential insider threats. Yeah, because I was talking about APT. It could be advanced persistent threat for all we know, but they broke in somehow. So this unauthorized
See,
access.
see, that's why I chose that one because
Yeah,
I don't.
I
I know
agree.
we
I think we
I
should
know
look at
we
the
don't know who it
contribution.
is, but how do we find out who it is if we don't have a name? We just
We
know
gotta
that they
find
got
out. Yeah,
in.
they could have broken Brittany's account or my account. We're both admins, so yeah, let's figure out who did it and get them arrested. I'm joking.
All right.
We
So permissions audit it
gotta
is.
find out. We gotta find out somehow.
Man. You gotta change your password, Brittany. It's been 30 days.
Oof. So we rolled a 1.
We
That
failed.
draws us an inject card.
Uh,
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Luck of the sock. Congrats. Defenders hit the detection roulette jackpot. Let's hope it's more useful than a phishing awareness poster. You guys get one of the attack cards.
that's good, right?
Let's see which one.
What does that mean, y'all? Does that mean good?
We good? Is that good?
That is good. You guys get to reveal one of the scenario cards.
Yes.
Oh,
So
I
we,
just have
cool. Okay, yay.
yeah, we won. I thought one we were losers or something. I was like, one?
I know, right? I'm over here too, Jay. I'm like, is that good,
I
bad?
on my forehead. I was like, I'm a loser. All right, let's see. Compromise. You made me feel like a loser. Now I'm
Yeah,
on it.
exactly. So that's why I wanted you guys to think out of the box. I wanted to think you, why do you want to look at the permissions audit? And once you find your why, that's it. You get the answer. So think about that moving forward. Don't just look at the name, look at the details of what are in those logs.
We get to choose one of 3 cards: initial, compromise, pivot, and escalate, or persistence. We can choose out one of those 3 cards, right, Aiden?
so I'm gonna go ahead and give you the one that would have pertained to.
Okay,
Just give me 1 second to confirm.
no problem. Awesome. Good job,
Okay,
Brittany.
cool. Yeah, great job, guys. Good job working that out. So you guys get to find
Yeah,
out the
we work
initial
together. I
compromise.
like that collaboration. We're talking it out, Jay. We're talking it out, man.
I love it. I love it.
So now you guys know that an insider threat pivoted somehow and exfiltrated data through HTTPS. And we don't know how they're maintaining persistence.
All right, cool. All right, let's get into Taiwan. Where were you last night at midnight, huh? What were you doing last night? All right, see here. We know it's insider threat. We know it's political. They came out.
Like
Everyone.
like Scott was saying too, guys, you have your seam log analysis back. And I put an X on server analysis because we did that and it didn't reveal anything when you passed.
Got it.
So
So what are
discuss
we
amongst
doing?
yourself what you guys want to do now. Right now,
Yeah, what's
you
the
guys
next?
know an insider threat got in.
Got it.
We don't know how they moved about. We know how they took data out,
Okay,
and we don't know how they're staying in.
you're staying in. So
So now we need. So now we're trying to figure out their movements, what they're doing, why they're in there.
pivoting. Yeah. Let's see here. We gotta look for a pivot. Okay.
What information did you say we have on them again? Can you say that again?
You now know it's an insider threat, and you know that they've been exfiltrating data through HTTPS.
Exfiltrating. Okay. So they're in and they're taking data out. Now we need to know if
So
they're
it has to be some. It has to be an insider. It has to be an admin. So can't you look in Sims and see who logged in as admin?
not quite yet because Gladys talked about this. We got to be strategic. What about user and entity behavior and analytics? Since they're
That's where I'm going for the behavior because they
behavior.
have we already looked at the permissions. Looked at the permissions. I would go to the user and entity behavior.
We already know how they logged in, so we don't need to
The
look at the
defenders,
scene.
you
Yeah, but a
leverage
user pivoting to a random account is always
the defenders leverage
How can we look at user behavior if we don't even know what user to
advanced
look for, though?
analytics to
Well,
detect
we know they're
anomalous.
inside. We know they're inside users, so we have to figure out what are they doing. They're stealing data outside, so we have to look at their behavior of stealing data outside because they're already in the system. They're already logged in as a
And then
legitimate.
two, they're obviously for them to be a threat, they're not moving like a normal user.
Exactly, they're gonna be doing
So
crazy stuff.
they're
Stealing,
just looking around. So it'll be unusual activity patterns.
exactly, stealing social security numbers, stealing credit card information, PI information, PHI. So we got to figure out what they're doing. They're doing crazy stuff. So defender leverage advanced analytics to detect anomalies is what in user behavior because they're stealing a lot of information so they can sell it on the dark web potentially.
And
Identifying,
that's why they're pivoting through the account because they don't know what they're looking for. They're just looking for
yep,
whatever.
identifying potential inside threats. Exactly, compromised accounts, unusual activity. So they might be using other people's like once they get in. And they're using an admin. How did they get the admin account? Was it the inside threat, or did they steal an admin account? Did they escalate it up once they logged in? So I
And
want to look.
they had to have still stolen something because they're in the network. They
What
made
are
it to
they
the
doing?
network, so
What are
they
they
already
doing?
stole somebody's account. Somebody with admins they stole.
Would you say, Taiwan?
We can look at the other cards
But it
too.
says it's an inside job.
Inside, yeah. So they're doing behavioral stuff inside. So they broke in your house. Now I need to know what they stole. What are they doing in your house? That's what we're doing now. We gotta look at what activity and behavior in the house because they already broke through the front door. The lock's been breached.
So you guys thinking user and entity behavior analytics? Is that what we're still on right
Taiwan,
now?
we think Taiwan because I know Brittany's on that. I'm on that. Anybody
Because
else?
like Jay say,
No,
if
no,
they
go ahead. You
break
guys
into
are
a
on it. Go
house,
ahead.
right,
Oh,
and they have to go to room by room because they don't know what room contain which information that they
What did
need.
they steal exactly? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, but I guess I'm confused. If it's an insider threat, that means it's somebody who already uses the system.
Right. They're inside.
mhm.
We gotta figure out what they're doing.
Okay, I was
so
about to say, well, I know we keep saying how, so how do we not know who it is?
if it's an insider using the system in a way that's uncharacteristic, wouldn't UEBA
We gotta identify them.
show that?
See, that's what me and Jay said.
Yeah.
The UEBA should show that because it's going to show the unusual patterns that they're
Right.
making because
And we
it's a
can't isolate it. We can't isolate till we know what they're stealing.
So if it's an inside user, but they're making lateral movements, they're probably making lateral movements so they could escalate their privileges.
Uh huh.
So they probably didn't start off as an admin. So it would
Right.
correct.
Right. I agree. They could
well,
So it
escalate.
would have
and
been someone
they
inside that wasn't an admin.
may have the and they may not have the admins, but they have access to access the system.
Right.
That because
Yes.
they're insiders, so
Yes,
that could be
correct.
me, just an employee. But employee, I'm only granted. I'm only supposed to be granted the access that I'm supposed to, so I can
Exactly.
Mhm.
use what I need. But this person is trying to access other things outside of what they have access to.
So they're going beyond the limitations. So that could be analysis of the behavior if they're
Uh-huh.
escalating and still. So I think UEBA
UAB.
is
That's where I think it's UEBA. That's
yeah.
what I think. As I can say, I don't see anything else that
They're
endpoint
already in. They're in the
causes
house.
me.
We got to figure out what they're doing in the house so we can stop them.
That's the only one to me that would point out that
What do you guys
Is
think?
everybody else on board with that one?
I'm going
Yeah,
on.
let's go with that one.
I'm with Jay.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Ooh, a 6.
Uh, we can't use that for 2 more turns, right?
Yep, few more turns there.
So that doesn't mean, just
Yeah.
to clarify, I want to make sure I understand.
So
That
with
doesn't mean
that failing, I need you guys to tell me, not just saying a political reason, like giving me a reason, uh, financially, politically, personnel wise, or technologically, why did the UEBA fail?
I don't know.
maybe financially. Maybe they didn't have the budget for it.
We couldn't budget for it right now.
Yeah, let's just say this was a what do you call it, an acceptable risk, and they're like, we don't have the budget for it. This is too expensive, so we're not gonna use that tool. I'm just guessing.
Perfect. All right. Scott says we can look at the exfiltrated data that we already identified, and we already have an insider.
Is that right or wrong, Hayden?
Does that mean that we checked some information that we already used? Is that what that means, Hayden?
Him saying we have an insider, I think he was saying that in regards to the UEBA. It was a tough choice. And as for, if you're asking if your answer about the reason for failing was correct, any answer is right. Just
Oh, it is.
it's just meant to get you thinking outside the box. That's all.
Got it. Thank you.
Gotcha.
All right. So you guys got 5 turns remaining. You got half your cards here. To make it easier for you guys, I can read what we have off. Network threat hunting, cloud event log analysis, firewall log analysis, theme log analysis, memory analysis, endpoint analysis, endpoint security protection analysis, isolation, active defense and cyber deception, and crisis management. If you guys want to read any of the cards up closer, I can open them up. Just tell me which ones.
So we're still trying to figure out how they're pivoting through the system, correct?
Yeah, we still don't know.
Yeah, we still don't know how they're either moving or escalating, and we don't know how they're maintaining persistence. We just know an insider has stolen data through HTTPS.
Good compromise. So we can't isolate because we don't know what to isolate. And they're already logged in.
Can you open the network threat hunting one so I can read it and see what it says, if you don't mind? That's small. The defenders analyzed network traffic to actively hunt for signs of malicious activity such as unusual protocols, C2 communication, or data
Ooh, data exfiltration. Yeah, I like that.
That kind of sounds interesting.
Keep in mind, we already have the data exfiltration here.
Right, so we already detected that, so we don't need to figure that out.
We don't need to waste more money. Close that out.
I'd also like to point out that with an insider exfiltrating data through HTTPS, we probably don't have C2 communication.
No, that's an APT, and they have a beacon. Yeah, so that's not going to work. Security event. No. They already logged in. There's no point looking to login analysis because they're insider. Endpoint analysis. No, they're already in. Memory analysis. We don't know what to look at there. Protect. We don't know what to isolate. Cloud log analysis. They're already in there. Crisis management.
Once again, if you guys want to look at any of them, let me know and I can pull them up so you can read them closer.
Crisis management, because we're in a crisis here. Because they stole my mother.
Defenders coordinate response efforts during cybersecurity incidents, ensuring effective communication and swift containment.
That might be a little more advanced, because we're still trying to figure out what the crisis is. I mean, this is a tough one, because we're trying to figure out who in the system is doing the stuff.
It is a tough one.
I don't care about logs. I don't care about logs because they already logged in, and they're logging in as a legitimate user because they're insider. Isolation, endpoint security. What about endpoint security protection analysis? What about that? Can you click on that?
Why wouldn't you care about the log?
Go ahead, Taiwan.
Say that again. You said, why would we care about what?
No.
What you say, Taiwan?
I'm just a little bit confused why we wouldn't care about the logs. The logs are going to actually tell us movements.
Because they logged in as an inside threat. They logged in as a legitimate insider that works for the company. So log is not going to make a difference.
It's still going to be logs. If you log in as a legitimate user, you're still gonna create logs.
I get that, but what's
not like just because you log in as a legitimate user doesn't mean there's no log.
Yeah,
and I see what Taiwan is saying too, but I also feel like this: even though they're acting like a regular person or they're a regular person, their routine should be different than
exactly
because they're trying to do something malicious. So now that if they're okay,
Correct.
customer service rep, they're going to do something outside of what a
Right.
customer service rep would do. So I see where Tyrone is coming from with the logs.
But I'm confused about that because if me and Tyron were roommates and we both have the key to the same house and he logs in and I have a camera looking at him log in, that's not unusual because he lives with me. He's my roommate. He has the same key. He got in the house. I'm worried about what he's doing in my room, stealing my private information, my credit card, all.
Yeah. What is he doing differently
What he's doing in
than
my
what
room.
you would do? What
Yeah,
is he
but
doing differently from
one
what
of the
you
things
would
that we
normally
know,
do?
one of the things that we know is making lateral movements.
Right.
So you're correct. They are making erratic movements that a user wouldn't normally make, but it's still going to generate logs.
It's
So we
still
just
going to
have to
generate
figure out
logs.
what is that erratic movement that they're making.
That's
So
different
Scotty's
from that's different from what they would normally do.
So not logging in the system, but you're
Correct.
saying logging
My
in the
thing
lateral
is,
move.
here's my thing. I don't know if we can use SIM again, and this is why I say we should use SIM.
you
When we
guys
look
can
in
use
SIM logs, we can actually see who logged in with admin rights.
Okay.
Scotty was already saying that the seam logs will still show actions, and if they deleted logs, that's where audit logs come
Okay.
in.
Okay. Then I agree with Taiwan then. If that's the case, I agree with Taiwan. I go with SIM too.
As we got to figure it out. So why not?
Everything else doesn't make sense. So SIM is the only other thing I can think of. If that makes sense.
I was gonna say if it's not SIM, then you got to go with the endpoint. I think that's the only way to detect, right?
Right. We can use SIM now, right? Hayden?
Yep, you can use SIM now.
So let's do it.
I was
So
about to
if
say
so
go
if
SIM. Let's go
and
with Taiwan.
correct me, I could be wrong on this, but if we use SIM, it's going to give us a high level view, like a broad view, so we'll be able to
Yeah.
look
We
And then
can
we
try
can
it.
narrow,
but if we
then we
use
can narrow it
endpoint,
down from there,
we have
though.
to know what device they would be on.
Hey, we
I'm
got to
sorry?
start. We got to start somewhere. Let's go.
We don't know who it is.
This learning. We learning, Taiwan. We gonna learn together. Come
We're on
on.
time limit. We're gonna get fired. If we don't figure it out, we're gonna get fired. Let's do this.
There you go. We got to learn some kind of
I
way.
need my job. I gotta pay the bills. We gotta eat.
I know, right? Who you telling?
I mean, you guys
This
have learned a
low
lot
day.
more information than the first time you tried the seam log analysis. So I think it's
Exactly.
all right. So here we go.
What we got?
14. That's
Yeah.
rock and roll. Great job,
Yeah,
guys.
good job, Taiwan.
Are you doing
Let's
this on your
see.
cell phone? Damn.
Got a 14.
And it
Damn.
shows us
Knock that 6 on out of here.
the attacker has been collecting and exploiting username and password pairs found in open shares and files within your environment, providing access to more valuable systems and data.
Great job. Wow, I love it.
This is
Okay,
fun.
so they're trying to elevate their access level then.
Then this is
So
here,
what else do
this
we have
is
for
here,
choices?
this is
Because they're trying to
there.
elevate their access levels, what they're doing.
Okay, so now we know how they're moving.
We only have one card left to figure it out.
So what are we trying to figure out now?
Right now, you guys have left the persistence method.
What they doing?
Oh, how they're able to be persistent in moving through the system and not getting caught.
Yep.
Oh.
How are they staying in our systems?
Harvesting credentials. So they're
Yeah,
saving.
like Scotty said, the UEBA would have worked for that one as well if you guys had passed that role.
We're doing good then. As a team, we're doing good.
Hey, you guys are doing great.
Can you pull up the isolation for me?
Yes, I can.
Let's need to read it. The defenders quarantine compromised systems or network segments to prevent further spread of malware containing threats while enabling secure investigation. And okay, no, that's not it. Go ahead and take that down. I'm sorry. I just need to see.
Yeah, we don't know
What about threat hunting?
We filled that, right? Threat hunting.
Network threat hunting.
Can you click network threat hunting, Aiden? I know we did that one before already.
Threat hunting? I'm sorry. I was reading the chat and I completely.
Say that again.
Defenders analyze network traffic to actively hunt for signs of malicious activity, such as unusual protocols, C2 communication, or
We already
data
know that.
exfiltration.
We know it's data exfiltration already, so that's not going to work.
Here, how about I'll put an X on that since you guys have agreed that you're
Yeah, we
not.
already got one.
Use that one.
Why did you say that one wouldn't work?
Because yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You guys already know the data exfiltration method. You know there's no C2 communication, and we already know that the attacker is using HTTPS as a protocol, and that they're an insider threat. So you don't need to look for unusual protocols.
Okay. Well,
Can you pull up the endpoint analysis?
Defenders investigate endpoint devices to identify indicators of compromise, unauthorized changes, or suspicious activities.
Unauthorized changes. I don't think so. If they're inside threat.
Yeah, they're inside. They're not messing with any.
Yeah, if it was a political, if it was a APT, advanced threat, and it was like Russia or China or something, then I would do that. But if someone already inside,
They're not messing with any devices. We can close
Keep
that
in
one.
mind, though, persistence does require some unusual behavior and suspicious activities.
endpoint device identify indicators compromise unauthorized. But they're harvesting the logins though. They literally trying to getting legitimately. They're stealing stuff while they're in, but they're using legitimate logins. You know what I mean? Because they're inside and they're getting inside information.
No.
So I don't know. What do you guys think? Memory analysis, defender.
How about can I look at the cloud event log analysis? What's that say?
Defenders monitor, collect, and examine event logs generated by cloud-based systems and services to identify potential security incidents, misconfigurations, and unusual or unauthorized activities.
So are they remote or are they on-prem? The inside threat. Do we know?
We don't know that yet.
Okay, so we still guess for that. I don't know.
We don't know if they're remote. What do you think, Taiwan? Because you got the last one, right? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm stuck with this one. I don't know.
You guys don't think we could use the cloud logs?
Ow.
We don't know if they're remote or on-prem. We could try to do that. We could try that one to figure out.
I mean, technically, I was about to say, well, even if what cloud they could be, but it depends on what cloud they have because they can be partial cloud and partial
hybrid. Yeah, you're talking about hybrid.
Yeah. So if we
I mean,
did
just
cloud,
because
it should be able to detect both.
I mean, if you work on premise, your system still could be a cloud-based system.
Could still be cloud-based system because you can build two companies are actually doing both now. They have on-premises and cloud.
They're doing hybrid most because people are doing they're working 3 days on site and 2 days remote, and there's a lot of remote people out there. Let's try cloud event log analysis then, if that's the case, because we don't know where they're doing it, and remote is less risky than being on-prem. I can only imagine if they're on-prem doing this.
Everyone in agreement for that one?
We think Taiwan?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Let's do cloud event.
I say try it.
I say try it. I'm with y'all.
You guys passed. You get +3 since it's an established detection there.
Oh yeah. So we got 12.
This goes here.
So it was that one?
That goes to oh wait, no, that goes to there.
We passed.
Cloud event log analysis. I don't believe. Nope. So why did that one? Oh wait, no. That's only if you guys failed the roll. No, you guys didn't find anything. You checked the cloud event logs, and there was nothing there.
Nothing. That was the result. Okay. So, what does that mean? So, if we found nothing, what does that mean? Like they're on-prem?
So we still have to.
Does that give us any information, Hayden? Like that means they're on-prem or something?
One sec.
Okay.
No, I don't think it means that. This happens a lot in incident response. You're gonna look into some logs, you're not gonna see anything, or you're not gonna see anything related to whatever
Okay.
you're looking for. So it's very normal. It just means that move on to the next step, find
Okay.
something else, right?
So we know it's
My
not that.
opinion.
But you
Yeah.
know it's not there. Okay. Okay.
Okay, we can move on.
We at
That's
least know now that you've done it and it was a successful analysis, but there was nothing to find.
there's no false negatives. Okay. Okay. We
So
can move on.
we're still trying to figure out how they're being able to move through the system without being detected.
Right. So it's not firewall log analysis because they were able to get in. I would want to look at something in terms of behavioral, endpoint security, protection analysis, endpoint analysis, memory, permission. We did SIEM, right? Isolation, no, active defense, and cyber deception. What about that one? Active defense, cyber deception. Can we look at that one again?
Yep.
I'll say.
Defenders simulate real systems and services, luring attackers to
No,
interact with them.
no. Inside threat. No.
Can I look at the memory analysis?
Of course. Defenders pull the memory from the suspect system and review it for possible malicious activity, such as running malware, hidden processes, or unauthorized code execution.
We don't know who it is. We don't know who the person is. So I don't think that's if we do it for everybody in the company, yes. For the suspect, we don't know who the suspect is.
Yeah, that one won't work. We don't know who the suspect is. I agree.
Forget about memory unless we find out who it is. So no, on that
Well,
one.
they're not. Like I said, they're not doing anything.
Not crisis.
No.
What about crisis? Firewall log analysis. What about firewall log analysis?
Defenders analyze logs generated by the firewall to monitor network traffic patterns, detect unauthorized access,
No,
and identify anomalies such as unusual
no.
connections or high traffic volumes.
The authorized access. They got authorized access because they're insiders. So no. Okay. So not that one. What else we have? So we got endpoint analysis.
They're
And
moving smooth. They're moving smoothly through the system.
not really.
But how
We
are they
did.
being able to do that?
What about you? Can we use UEBA again?
UBA.
Are we allowed to use
That
that?
one has one more turn left.
Okay, so okay. I would want to use that one once we get access. How many rows do we have left?
You have 3 turns left.
Okay, got it.
You guys are
Permission,
doing great though.
permission audit. What about permission audit? We looked at that one. The IAM
Permission.
roles because on the right, yeah, that one he did a lateral move. So
You guys did that one.
we did this one already, right? Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
did that one, and technically it failed, but you guys got lucky at the last second and found exactly what you were looking for with it.
We don't need to look at it again. Okay, got it. All right. So what do you guys think? Because I'm running out of ideas since we can't use the behavioral one until next time.
I suppose I'm out of ideas as well. So I know we got to pick something.
Come on, Taiwan. Come on, you're our lucky. You threw a lucky dice. We won a lot of money last time with you. What do you think?
The only thing that I can maybe think of is because technically the firewall doesn't just need to be on the exterior. You could have interior firewalls. That's the only possibility I think out of everything that's left.
You want to try that firewall?
Yeah, firewall
Can
log analytics.
can we click on it one more time?
Analysis.
I want to read it again. Firewall analysis. Login analysis.
Firewall log analysis. You guys all agree on that one?
Let me look at it one more time.
We're gonna read it. We're gonna analyze
Monitor,
logs generated by the firewall to monitor network traffic patterns and
anomaly,
detect
unusual.
unauthorized access.
Okay, we can do. Yeah, we can do that because they're pulling a lot of data. So high traffic volumes. So we can look at that. So yeah, we can try that one.
Hey, why not?
Coronas.
We're doing exfiltration.
That is a fail.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah.
Jay, you've been the one to tell us why they failed so far.
Mm.
Brittany, why don't you tell us financial, politically, personnel wise, or technologically why that one did not work?
Um. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I want to check. I want to check the network because they're already in there, and they're not unusual because they're in the network pretending to be. It's an inside job. So technically, we would already.
Just a heads up, our client's starting to get a little frustrated. They want to know this last little bit.
I know, right? And two, wouldn't that cloud event log would have told us the same way the firewall would have told us?
Say it one more time. Cloud
The
event log what?
information that we pulled from the firewall, wouldn't we have gotten that from the cloud event log analysis?
So the
Aiden, can you also
firewall.
move
No.
the notes too? Because we're some of the options we can't see.
I can't
Yeah, I'm
see a lot.
sorry. I
That's
was
why
trying to
I'm
make it so we could see the notes and. So the firewall logs, that's where we were. Network traffic patterns, unauthorized access, and identity anomalies. And what was the other one? Were you asking about SIEM or cloud event logs?
the cloud event logs.
This one, similar but different. This one looks for misconfigurations, unusual activities, and security
I thought we couldn't use that
incidents
one.
specifically related to cloud-based systems.
So where are we
No,
now?
I didn't we try that one and you said it didn't work?
No,
Yeah.
but he was asking why the firewall analysis didn't work and why would they have
Oh,
cost the company more
Oh,
money.
got it.
So what I
Well,
was trying to say,
I think it would. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead. I'm needing
No,
help.
I
So
just think, honestly, the only reason I even said it, so I'd say it didn't work as a technical reason. The only reason I even said it was because it was the best guess out of what was left. I don't see
right.
how it could be any of the other ones, to be
So
honest. So
these three
I would say,
here with the X's are ones that you guys have tried, passed the rolls, and failed because you couldn't find anything.
Got it.
The
okay.
other ones, you've either failed the dice roll, haven't tried, or tried and succeeded.
when you
Right.
say these ones, is that that what it has an X on it?
Yep, the network threat hunting, server analysis, and cloud event log analysis. You guys have either exhausted those, because network threat hunting, I think you passed that twice, got
And you
something once, and not the second time.
and you said when we did the UEBA that didn't pull anything, right?
No. We failed it. We failed it. We got
We just failed the dice roll.
We got to do it again because that's the only one we have left to choose. That one
That's why I said I keep looking at that one, y'all.
let's look
I
at it.
keep
We got
looking at
that one, and we got a few other things that y'all haven't used yet.
Yeah, we got a few things down here we haven't looked too much into.
Isolation,
Memory analysis,
right?
endpoint analysis, endpoint security protection analysis, isolation, active defense, and
Right.
crisis management.
But we don't know what the crisis is exactly, and we're still trying to find the
Well, it's definitely
behavior.
not isolation because
See, I
we
knew
don't
when
see
isolation.
isolate.
We
We
looked
don't
at
know
that.
what to isolate. We don't know what to call it. So,
Yeah, we don't
I
know.
think
that's not.
active defense and cyber deception, that's just a honeypot. So
Yeah. And we
it's
don't know who
not
the
that.
user is. We don't know who the inside user is and what exactly persistence they're doing outside of taking
So
data
this
out.
one's a honeypot.
Yeah, honeypot we don't need because that's external attacker. So I'm thinking UEBA is what I'm thinking because we need to figure out who the user is and what they're doing, what they're taking, what data they're taking out. What do you guys
Well, the
think?
thing is, we already know an idea of who the user is and that they're taking data. We need to know how they're staying in our systems.
How they're managing to stay in the system and not be detected.
Wouldn't that be the UEBA though? Because we're looking at what exactly they're doing and to get more details on it.
Okay, I have a suggestion. So why don't so? I think we need to decide like what are we actually looking for, and then decide like okay, if we're looking for that, where would we find that information?
Yeah, let's do that. So what are we looking
Exactly. That's how I want you guys to be thinking, guys. I said stop thinking about the controls. Start thinking about what should I find next. That is the key. Like right now, you know that it's an insider threat. You know that they're going through HTTPS. You have all that. Now, what would if someone is inside of the company and they're trying to move in laterally into another system?
for?
It's no longer about the access. It's no longer about admin account. That doesn't matter right now.
Uh huh.
What would they do in order to move to a different system because they are already on one system? That's what they should be thinking. What are some of the things that someone can do to move laterally?
They would
Endpoint
they
security
would have
protection.
permissions. It would involve their permissions.
Would it be endpoint security protection analysis then? Because we're looking at the different systems and endpoints.
Mhm.
Defenders deploy and monitor endpoint security solutions to detect and prevent unauthorized access and activity on endpoints.
That sounds good to me. If we see them moving laterally through the systems, what do you think? What do you guys think? Because I don't want to do EDR. I want to do. I want to prevent. I don't want to just detect. I want to prevent it right away. Access. What do you guys think? Because it says here, endpoint. It says defend. It says detect and prevent unauthorized access. So we're looking now at not the authorization, right? Like what permissions they have and activity on endpoint. So we want to detect and prevent ASAP. Now we know it's inside threat, taking data out. What do you guys think? Detect and prevent.
And keep in mind the
I
tools are
I
also
have a
named
question.
there. So like some of the tools that I use here are Elastic Security or Wazoo or so some of these tools if you've seen them or you'll know what information could be in them as well.
Did we say what we're actually looking for yet? And I missed it.
We're looking for their persistence method.
Detect it. You're detecting what they're doing and then stopping it. So what do you guys think? Since we don't know exactly what user is doing it, but we know the inside user and they're stealing data outside of port 443. So now we need to detect and stop it. What do you guys think?
I think we need to do something dealing with the endpoint.
Uh huh. Right. There's another endpoint one, but the other one just detects. It doesn't do anything else. Endpoint analysis just tells you the problem. It identifies indicators and it doesn't do anything. It just says it's like a security guard saying, "Oh, we look in the camera. We saw someone steal something, but you're not stopping the
It's
thief. You're still running out with
it's
your
worth noting that you are trying to detect their persistence methods.
right." But we only have two
Of
turns
these
left.
suspicious activities.
We only have two turns left, so we're almost out of turns.
True.
That's why I'm like, let's just get to it. Let's find the criminal and arrest him.
You guys want to try which one was that? You were saying this one?
Yeah. What do you
Security
think?
protection
This is
analysis?
what I want to do. This one. What do you think, you guys?
I was about to say, I think we need to do something with endpoint because, like I said, they're moving laterally, so it's not like they're moving.
Well, we
Right.
got 2 turns left and 2 endpoint
Right.
options left.
I don't want to risk it. We might fail twice. What do you think, Taiwan? Do you think this one, endpoint security protection analysis?
Say the option again, heading the other color. Sorry, I moved for a second.
Say that one more
What's
time,
that,
Gladys. I
Gladys?
can hear.
What'd you say,
Can you
Gladys?
pull your endpoint that you have?
I didn't hear you one more time.
Oh, I thought you guys said you have two cards that say endpoint. So I wanted to see the
Yes.
other
We
one.
do. It's
Yes.
another endpoint
And
somewhere.
endpoint analysis and endpoint security protection analysis.
IDS and IPS,
Let me see the
essentially.
endpoint analysis one.
It just analyzes it.
Okay, you all decide what you want to go with, and I'll tell you my thoughts.
I want to read this one real quick, just double check. So the defenders endpoint analysis, the defenders investigate endpoint devices to identify indicators of compromise, unauthorized changes, suspicious activity. I like this one a lot, but it's not preventing it. It's the only issue I have.
We're not looking to prevent it though. We're just
Well,
looking
we're,
for
we're trying to
answers.
find how they're able to move through the system, so we're not looking to prevent it yet.
I
It's my
think this
understanding.
would be it because it
I like
says
this one too.
identify
It
indicators
says
of
it's going to
compromise and
identify.
unauthorized
Mhm.
changes.
Okay,
And
let's
those
do
are
this
I
one
making
think
then.
this.
lateral movements. They're making
I think
lateral
it's this one.
movements.
Let's try it then, so we can figure out what's going on.
I think
All
it's
right.
this one.
Endpoint
Hopefully, we don't fail the
analysis.
dice. Okay, come on, dice.
You
Come on,
guys,
14.
you guys
Yep,
Yay!
I like
passed.
that one. Good job,
Yay!
guys.
Yeah,
And with that,
Yeah.
we won.
we
That's why I said,
reveal
why is no
application
one looking
shipment.
at the real deal? You want to investigate. This is where the real investigation happens. It's not about you and all that. This is where you're
You
going
can
to
see
see
the detection
everything
section
that
too.
they were doing. Yeah.
You guys were looking at
Good job,
2 of
guys.
the ones there.
So either one
Great
would have
job,
worked
guys.
in the detection section.
So we
You
could have did the other one
successfully
too and got it
gotten
right.
everything.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think the other one would have probably had less points, right? Scott?
Oh,
The other one would have also the tech identified and prevented it, correct, or stopped it, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we want to stop it at this point because we still have the other stuff like quarantine, isolation, and stuff. It's not at the point of stopping yet.
Okay.
Great job, guys. You did it.
Oh, we won. Do we get a job offer at the end of this test?
This
You hiring?
was fun. I like doing this. I like the collaboration. This was really fun.
This is fun.
We'll come
Taiwan,
get you the next time we have an incident like this.
Yeah, that's why cybersecurity is fun. I tell people it's a fun
Love it.
job. You literally just collaborate with people and have fun.
Yeah, yeah. And Taiwan did this while he's driving with his cell phone. I'm like, damn, imagine if he did this focused. That's crazy. Good job.
All right, guys. Great job. Get a picture of this for.
So Gladys, do we win anything on this? Do we have any super prizes for winning a game? I'm joking. Maybe I can
Oh,
You
man.
get a nice pat on the back.
get a nice post, right? It's a good job. Here's a post.
Is there anything here that, because part of the rules insist that you guys take one thing in this page here and read about it on your own separately, but only one thing. Because if you take every little thing that you're unsure about and try and study it after this, you're not going to want to play again. But also, I thought they had links for some of these. Maybe it's on the later cards, but they have all sorts of tools and stuff that you guys can look into later. If you guys have any questions, I'll keep this page up so we can. So if you guys have any questions about like tools or any of these procedures or what they're named or anything like that, I can send you any information you need.
Is there a link connected to this? We click on a link and see this? Will you share that or no?
This page specifically,
Yeah.
or just the game in general? Because the game is free to play. This page specifically, it will it'll reload new
Oh, okay.
new scenarios. But I can say if we keep doing this, they have all sorts of decks here, and as you go further down into the later ones, they have extra mechanics and stuff that we can add to the games once people are a little more used to it.
This is awesome. I love
But
it.
that was a lot of fun. You guys did a great job.
I'd love to do this again, by the way. If you're gonna do this again, I'd love to do it. This is a great hands-on experience.
Yes, and
Yeah,
I
I'd
like
love to do
the
this again.
collaboration too. Us working together, putting our heads together, and saying, hey, this might work. No, this ain't gonna work because of this. That really good
Yeah, it was a lot of
collaboration.
fun. It's great
Definitely good
practice.
hands-on and collaboration.
Yeah. We had one turn left before we were lost. Awesome.
Thought you guys were gonna get it earlier on because of how well you were doing at first. Because your first couple attempts, even the failed ones there, would have revealed some of the cards here. So great job today, guys. Thank you
Yeah,
everyone
this was
for
great.
coming and
So
participating.
you all go into the community, and I expect a post from you all here, 12 people. So make a post about how your experience was with this to encourage other people, because ultimately we want people to learn. We want everyone to learn, and Hayden is happy to help out. So that is the good thing. So your part is to go into the community and spread the word, even on your LinkedIn, if you can spread the word of your first experience with the backdoors and breaches. How was it for you? Did you learn something? These are great opportunities to post on your LinkedIn and show up how you're learning, how you're growing, and you're just not just sitting on one position, right? And it's also helping spread out the news of the community. So if you all can do a post on your LinkedIn and in the community here, telling other people how it was, and then we can see more people next time. I think it will help out everyone.
That was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so
It
much for
was.
coming. I'll post the next time because I'd love to do it again. That
Yeah, that's
was a
awesome.
great experience, and
It's really fun. I had fun.
And you're
there were
awesome.
a lot of people who showed interest that couldn't make it and stuff. So
Mm.
Awesome, guys. Well, you guys have a great day. Thank
Thank
you
you.
again. Yeah, stop recording.